and not enough storage capacity. Well, we can speak now to Christof Ruehl, who's an economist at Christof Energy, joins us now from Abu Dhabi. Thanks very much indeed for being with us. And that's it really, isn't it? A glut of oil.
Too much oil. I mean, negative prices, so that people have to be paid to pick up the oil which is to be delivered next month. That's the market's way of telling you the tanks are full.
So the tanks are full. Just talk us through the implications of that and how long you think it might last.
Well, technicalities aside, this is for delivery next month. And it happened in the US, not globally, which is important. And this is something which is bound to happen when tanks are full first in landlocked areas where you have storage facilities probably far away, where you have pipelines, other sorts of crude oil which are delivered by ship, and so they don't have that phenomenon yet. So this is something which worldwide is a problem when you have not only storage full, but also transport capacity clogged up. In the world, the three areas where this is most likely to happen is the US, is Canada, and is Russia. Because all of them have large pipeline systems, big, deep, landlocked areas, of course. And it is really also important, the first thing I said, it's the market's way of telling producers, hold it, nobody wants your oil anymore. People say we don't need it next month, you have to pay us for take it. And that is the signal to producers to actually stop producing and to shut in some of these productions at the wellhead.
So what, though, do you think the global economic implications of all of this?
Well, there's two which are very important. We have just seen that there was a meeting of OPEC plus, as it's called. So that's the old OPEC around Saudi Arabia, plus Russia and some of its producing colleagues, and now also the US, which decided on production cuts 2 weeks ago of a very large magnitude in the hope of avoiding this kind of scenario which we have seen right now. Now, why does this matter for every one of us? For two reasons. The first one is the question, do we want more of these political agreements to limit production and in a way to dole out who is producing what and what the market shares are between the big producers, in particular between the US, who is now the biggest of all, and Saudi Arabia and Russia, who together produce about half the global oil? Or do we want to have the kind of market reaction which we saw, where prices just go to the basement and sometimes below to signal producers, now we have to shut in and now you have to take off your oil? In the market case, I would think it's a bit more efficient and faster. In the political case, it leaves the threat that this becomes a permanent arrangement, and then we would see permanent higher oil prices as a result of political negotiations. The second reason is even more important. If economists are right, and if, as an outcome of the corona pandemic, we see something like the mother of all depressions, that is a scenario which they paint with increasing frequency, then the world really doesn't need more political arrangements to keep the oil price up, as everybody seems to assume. Then the world really will cry out for a much lower oil price as a shot in the arm to keep the economic recovery going. And that is something else to keep in mind when we look at this phenomenon in the US. In a way, markets are just functioning. They're just doing what they're supposed to do. Too much oil, drop the price, stop producing oil. Tank is full, clear signal. Okay. Much easier to understand than the political arrangements we have seen.
Yeah, very good to talk to you. Thank you for that analysis. Christof Ruehl, oil market expert at Christof Energy. Many thanks.